London isn't everybody's cup of tea. Often you hear visitors complain.
Hello everyone, it's BTP Joe here, and today we are going beyond Essex, if you'll pardon the pun. We are today indeed going up to London for the day, and just going to be having a look around a few sites there. I'm not going to say what it is until we get there. Might even give you a sneak insight when we're on the train. But yeah, as I said, it is beyond Essex, so it is different to what we normally explore. And we're going to be looking at a few museums this time, as opposed to more urbexing locations. So we're going to have a good day ahead, have some lunch up there, walk along the golf course at the minute. We're going up to the train station, and it's weather-wise, it's quite nice at the minute, and not raining. So hopefully things will be okay in the end. Touch wood. Hello everyone, we're now on the train, going to be starting to move any second now. Just check we're not in the quiet carriage because it's very quiet. No, we're not. Yeah, we're moving now.
I mean, you can see like the old station, you've got the old Victorian sort of wood panelling.
And then this newer bit here.
Yeah, I mean, you can check our video here, which shows it being replaced from the original Victorian sleigh platform. It's now sort of a modern tarmac.
I think trains are always relaxing, they're nice and smooth, and
Yeah,
just easily fall asleep.
indeed. So we're now here, we've just gotten off the train. We're now just, well, we've got the railway that goes above us. We've got this sort of old tunnel, really, which just goes underneath. You can see sort of like the old bricks and that. You know, it's just stuff that's taken for granted like this, that really there's quite a bit of history behind it. You can see how black these London bricks have gone with all the soot over the years. Yep. Hello, so we're now in the city and we can see these WD signs down there. There's another one just along the wall up there, and that stands for war defence. They were used in the war to mark out sort of the location and how far it was till like a defence centre. I'm not exactly sure the exact history on it, but that is roughly the gist of them. And they've got the crow's foot, which is that sort of arrow shape, which was what the government gave all their official military equipment. So we're now a bit near the Tower of London, you can see there. And we've also got this Roman wall here. These Roman walls do span quite a lot of the city. I do believe they may have led on from the Tower of London, and they were sort of the original city walls of London, first built in the Roman days, although they may have been upgraded over time. Hello, so behind us we have one of the hydraulic pump station stores, and they would have stored the hydraulic pumps and that would be used for the train lines and the railway. You can see the railway line obviously just above it, and there it is. That one's obviously quite derelict. There's another one in use as a sort of wine shop further down the railway, which you can see, and that's been restored. You can see the old text is still visible on the side of it. Stations, London stores, something like that. Hello, so we've now reached a bomb site on London. You can see here it is. Obviously it's war damage, and it's never really been, anything's been done with it since. I mean, up until the 1980s, a lot of places were like this, masses of London, but now most of it's been built redeveloped, although a place like this, they're still there. You can sort of see the tiles on the walls at one end, and
Hello everyone, it's BTP Joe here. We've just come out of the Bank of England Museum. It was okay inside, but I think really banking has to be your thing for you to truly appreciate what's in there. But it appears small there, but it's not, it's really big. I say if you like banking, you will absolutely love it in there. We're now going to go off to our second location and then grab a bite to eat.
Because I'm a Londoner that I love London so.
Right, so we're now here, got our free drinks. We're now here at, the Guildhall. We can find out a bit of history about it. It's got a few things to see inside and around it. And go checking that out. Right, so we've now gone into the sort of central area of the Guildhall. You can see the actual original Guildhall itself there. It's probably sort of late medieval looking building perhaps. Behind us we've got the church. That looks a bit more recent. Now you can see a ring, and that ring marks the site of the Roman Amphitheater, which was basically, the Colosseum was one of the largest amphitheatres in the world. In Rome, all over, obviously amphitheatres where they do chariot racing, gladiator battles and all that sort of thing, were situated across Roman land, and Britain was one of those places. So it would have been, you know, this ring in the centre here would mark that site. So we're gonna have a look around. Well, pop back. So actually inside here, this is the Guildhall here. We've been sort of in that build. So we can have just a quick look in here. Really sort of old town. There's probably a bit more. We'll have some history. I'm missing a caption now. So, we've just gone in the Guildhall, we checked out the Clockwork Library, which was interesting, very intricate, some of the clockwork and that, although I'm not particularly obviously that interested in it. It was interesting to see the level of intricacy and work that goes into making them. Sort of broadens your horizon really on history.
Really makes you appreciate good work.
Yeah, indeed. So now might be going into the Museum of London, but before that we're going to get lunch. We might get it in there, but we don't know if it has a cafe or not.
I've just made my wish after in the 20p.
Okay. You can see it stands out from the rest, much more shiny. So, let's continue. We've walked 2 miles and we've come across a medieval ruin. It looks sort of like early medieval, fairly sort of crude, unrefined architecture. So, you know, we've got all sorts of historic features about the city, although it's very much being modernised and built up as we speak. So we've got this ruin here, and we're now heading all the way down there to the Museum of London. And the bus is parked right in front of the site, but you can just see the museum.
Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London town. funny feeling inside of me. Just walking up and down. Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner that I love London town. Yes, I love London.
Just went in eat. It's quite pretty good food. We just had our lunch. So now, we're just going to check it out. Now we just saw the ruins in the clip just now. We've got other ruins around here. We've got this sort of old washing bowl. Looks sort of medieval, similar era as the old ruins down the road there. You can just see there. So I'm thinking that there's some sort of medieval building perhaps used to be here. I mean, if you look down here, if you look up here, got some sort of like tombs and that, and old slabs. And also, we just come out here, we've got some other bits over this side of the road. I think they look worth a check out, do you think?
I do.
And also, we've got some other bit sort of building there, that looks worth looking at. It looks like it goes down quite a way on the other side.
I've not heard a word from her.
We've got the museum there. So, we've gone up close to this. This looks like a bit of the London Wall. The Roman sort of wall that you saw earlier. I don't know if this bit is Roman or what, but it seems to be part of that. Further down we've got some other ruins of sort of Victorian construction, a big red brick building off in the distance. So we're gonna carry on.
Also you can see bits of it are quite burnt. I don't know if that's all from the fire or not.
No, and this is an old building. I mean, here you can sort of see a ledge where it looks like a floor would have been put in. We've got another ruin on the other side we're going to have a look at in a minute. Here it is. It was ruins from bombing in World War II actually, contrary to what we said. Well, it was also part of the city wall here, which was revealed, as I did say, which was revealed during the war when buildings around it were sort of blown off of it, and it revealed it. And yeah, it remained undeveloped for more than 20 years. 20 years ago this would all probably have been a bomb site, which was quite common in London. And the new road, London Wall, was constructed in 1956, and the new city emerged from the ruins. So here we are. Yes, we've got a rather well-to-do hotel or conference area in there. Able to see these old buildings. Of course they were blown up in the war, but they weren't obviously that old. And they do appear to be older than that, perhaps like Victorian, look like London brick and that. Now this part would have been well, you can see that they were built in brick, which was an anti-fire measure after the Great Fire of London, when everything was mainly built out of wood and that. So bricks was obviously used instead, which is sort of the era that these buildings are built in. So, you can see there's a plaque here, and it says it's the boundary of the parish of St Botolph at the Aldersgate, and the boundary of it extends 20 foot south of the wall. So this plaque actually appears to be a plaque that would have been in the building before it was destroyed in the war, and now it's sort of been uncovered. I'm sure that would have been set into the wall of the building, but now it's simply a remnant of what was once inside it. You can sort of see a room shape down there. You can see the plastered walls. That perhaps makes it look a bit more modern, and how it might look more when just before the bombs hit. Got a red brick Victorian building there, but you can really get an idea of the damage that was done in the war. So you can sort of see very faintly here in the glass that there would have been sort of towers in that. There would have been the old city walls back in the day, and obviously damaged in the war. So we're heading up to the Museum of London, as you can see. Oh, here it is. Went here many years ago, we think. Can't remember exactly which museum it was. Yes.
Not too sure on photography rules, we're going to cut it off for now.
Stupid, isn't it? I know. Just look at this, the music stopped for a minute. Basically they've tied in modern day with the old. So you've got this rather authentic sort of old school ball games, old tools, and then you've just got microwave pizza. I mean, they could have done a better job, I have to say.
This is the one thing that lets them down according to us. What we think.
Look at that, that's a joke. Look, another example, authentic Roman room, and then you've got that. I mean, come on now. Just a bit unauthentic, really. And then a London bus rug.
The picture framing like that.
Yeah, look at that. Here we have one of the old ruins. It's another bit of the tower, the wall, London Wall, and yeah, it's built up over many decades. You can see down the bottom we've got medieval bricks, whereas up the top got red, got Victorian bricks being used. So you know, it was obviously added to over the years and that, and probably bombed in the war just like the other part. We've got this cool image of a disappearing Roman building.
It's not mad, it actually is.
It is, honestly. This obviously must be like holographic or something. But it shows what the ruin's like, and then it changes to show the complete building back in the day. Pretty clever, because it actually looks like you could touch both of the models. Oh, look what is written on a computer. So basically, in the Black Death and the Plague in the Middle Ages, then you basically get a syringe like that shoved into your pus swelling, painful, very thick, that needle indeed, and suck it all out, quite horrible. Bit of a horrible history there. The only criticism of the museum was the modern implements, which I think is greatly forward here. Now here you've got a rather authentic artefact from the 1800s, but next you have quite a joke. Yes, some drapery. Apparently it deserves a place because it allowed the Lord Mayor to keep track of his many appointments and work on the move. That is a bit of a joke. They're not even good funds, as BP Joe will tell you.
The horse feels really real.
Does it?
We're coming round.
So we're looking down onto one of the buildings, part of London Wall. We'd had sort of crenellations and that, bit castle-like. They carried on that side of the road, but they did get blown up in the wall. Although they were, well, originally built in the Roman era, they've been upgraded, well, up into the Victorian era and probably beyond. So we're here in one of the black cabs. Of course we get 3 journeys for the VIP, BTP, you know, show them the card and they let us in, you know.
BTP business card, and then we hop in.
It's all been passed with Essex and London, you know, but so we've had a good day today. It's when London Museum, as you saw, it's pretty good actually, free, you know. Not bad really.
Would have been better if it didn't mix with the modern bits, i.e. medieval and some microwave pizzas.
As you saw, the rather silly, the blackberry in there, as you see in the clips just now, but apart from that it was quite good. Of course we've only shown you a very small part of London's history, of which is obviously massive. We've only touched on it, but still I hope it's been giving you a good insight into what you can sort of see in a day, and really, yeah, really just obviously some of the bits are lesser known, a bit more BTP, you know, so they're quite interesting, such as the bomb site or the hydraulic pump house. So, well,
this is just part 1 of our video. We are going to be returning soon for another exclusive. If we aren't going to reveal anything on that yet.
Ginger beer, be careful of it.
So that's all from this video. Again, do check out the website www.beyondthepoint.co.uk and join our forum at beyondessex.co.uk.
Beyond London.
Yes, but we've gone beyond Essex today, and we're now going beyond London back to Canvey Island to get some sea air.